What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Oh.
Hey, whoa. Let me start that over. I love you.
I love you.
Hey, what's up you guys? This is AllenChaiCosplay and I'm here with my wonderful girlfriend that I kidnapped from Florida. Oh, Miss LittleCheyBaby. I'm just kidding, I didn't really kidnap her.
It was willing.
Today we're going to show you guys how we put together our boar head pattern from Demon Slayer. It is Inosuke, the lovely boar crazy fighting boy of crazy angry, I don't know, crazy funness. So the pattern is available on my Etsy shop. It's only 10 bucks on there. I'll put the link down below. For those of you that already have the pattern and have been sending messages asking me for help on how to do stuff, this video is mostly for you guys. Because it's easier for me to just show you how we did it to help you guys to put it together correctly. So the first thing you're going to need to do is to print out your pattern if you haven't already. Make sure you print it out on 8.5 by 11. It should turn out the right size and look like this. Don't make the mistake that I did when I first printed it out. It was 11 by 17, which was my fault because I didn't change the printer paper size. So don't do that and it should turn out right. But once you have your pattern, then the next thing you're going to need is your 6mm EVA foam. I will also have a list of all of this stuff down below if you need it and you don't have it. It'll probably just be linked to Amazon because that's the more, I'm not going to say the cheapest, but faster shipping, I guess. So you're going to need your 6mm EVA foam. You're going to need something to cut it out with, so either an X-Acto knife or a knife that I can't remember what it's called.
A utility knife.
A utility. I don't know how many times we've been over the name of this thing. But I prefer to use the X-Acto knives just because they're sharper. I feel like these ones dull a lot quicker, but it's just kind of your preference of what you prefer to use or whatever you have laying around your house that can work. I mean, I'm sure a box cutter would work too, but this is just what, you know, typical cosplayers use to cut through EVA foam. So you're going to need those. You're also going to need something to write with. I typically use like a silver marker or a pencil or a pen, depending on what color the EVA foam is, just so when you cut out your pattern you can label it so that you know what piece it is and where it goes. So just make sure that you have that. Also a cutting board so that you don't cut on your table or your floor or whatever, so that you're not making a huge mess of whatever you're cutting on. Another thing you're going to need is contact cement. This is just from Amazon. I think it was like 35 bucks or something. It wasn't too expensive. Still expensive, but not too bad. This is what we're going to use, or what you're going to use to glue the pieces of the pattern together. Oh, I'm getting all mixed up. So there's that. Make sure you have that because like if you try hot glue, it's not going to stay. If you try any other kind of glue, it just doesn't work as good. So just make sure that you're getting the contact cement. Another thing you can use also, which we're probably not going to use in this video, is a Dremel. Dremels are used to like smooth out the edges of EVA foam or to do grooves and shapes in it. This is just so like once you cut your pattern out, if the edges are really bad and frayed, you can smooth it out if you want to. You don't have to. We probably won't in this video just because you're not really going to see the EVA foam once you put the fur on, so it's not as big of a deal if the edges aren't completely smooth. But there is that, and I will link this down below too if you need it. So yeah, you're also going to need scissors, obviously, to cut out the pattern. I'm not going to cover the nose and like the tusks and eyes in this video. We're just going to make the basic shape of the head from the pattern that we have. It does, however, come with the nose pattern and the tusks. It's probably towards the back. There's like 13 papers you have to print, which is a lot, but gotta make sure you get all the pieces. Okay, so then there's this one. This is a part of the mouth. I will show you. It's kind of confusing, but I just kind of added it last minute so that if you turn him, you can actually see that it looks like he has like a mouth right there. So that's this piece, but then here's the nose. Oh, I'm getting all stuffy, sorry. And the, what did I call it? Tusks.
Yeah.
Right. The tusks I actually made out of something else, so I'm probably going to cover that in the other video too. There's several different ways you can make them. Sorry. But I'm just going to show you guys how we made them probably in another video. But for now, we're just going to stick to the basics of getting the head together. So yeah, let's get started. Yay. Okay. So now that we've showed you guys the basics of what you need, we're just going to get started and start cutting out the patterns for you guys and show you how to do this.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa.
So once you have all of your pattern pieces cut out, then you are ready to trace them onto your EVA foam. So that is what we are going to do next. Yay!
Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah. Yeah, I've discussed it with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face. I stood and wait because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe.
On this piece, when I did it on mine, it was a little too short for me. Just because I think I even made the nose bigger. So if you want to, just to be safe, you can extend it a little bit so that you make sure you have some extra, because this is the part you're going to fold into a circle that goes on the front of the nose. So if you want it a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, it just kind of depends on what size you want to do it. But I'm just going to add a little bit extra, and if I have to cut it off later, then I can just cut it off and it's not a big deal. So there's that piece. Okay. And we're back. Sorry we kind of skipped ahead a little bit. So we just cut out the pattern pieces out of the EVA foam. We didn't Dremel the sides. I don't think we're going to. I might need to on this one. I don't know. What do you think?
He's a little.
Yeah, he's a little freak. Maybe I'll do that one. But so now we're just going to start gluing pieces together, starting with the front. Let me just get all the pieces in place so that we know what we're doing. Okay, so front, top, left, front, top, right, front, top, left, front, top, right. So there's these three for this side, and then these three for this side. Let's move those out of the way. And then we'll do the back pieces after we put together the front pieces. I love you. I love you. Now I'd be all Dremel dirty. Okay, do you want me to plug it in, or can you read it?
I need a knot. This one. This one.
I don't know what that was. We move the.
Oh, it's good.
Okay. So I guess I'm going to be dremeling for you guys really quick for, I guess we'll show you how to do it just for this one because it got really messed up. Okay. So I'm just going to turn it on high. Oh wait, I need my mask on. Thank you, babe. Yeah, don't ever do this without a mask and probably goggles or glasses.
Do you
Or some kind of eye protective gear. I don't think I have mine out.
We got regular, like...
Those ones on the top?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'll be okay. I'll just do it fast. Okay. that's kind of how you Dremel. Just make sure if you do it at home, don't do it without eye protection too. I was just doing it really quick, so I just figured I didn't really need it, but I probably should have had it anyway. Just be safe when you're Dremeling. Practice makes perfect. It doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, but if there's any other pieces that need Dremeling, we'll just do it along the way. I'm going to set this down here. Now that I'm covered in dust. Alright, time to start gluing your pieces. So we're going to start with the eye pieces first. So we'll do these two and these two. I feel like this, I kind of curved it too much. Oh, fix the corner.
Also, you should probably mention to have like open windows or outside.
Yeah, typically do this outside or in your garage, or open up your windows because it smells really strong and very chemically, and you don't want to be breathing it in. So also make sure that you're wearing a mask or some kind of face protection, because this is very gross smelling and
strong too.
It is very strong. Oh, I can already smell it. It is strong. It burns me. Okay, so you want to just get some and put it on all the sides that you're going to connect. For right now, I'm just going to do this side and this side. That is going to connect to this side.
Probably let them know what pieces.
Oh yeah, so this is the front top left eye 1, front top left eye 2.
And you're gonna glue.
Yeah, just these two sides together. Okay, I think these are dry. So once you can touch it and it's just a little bit of sticky, but it's mostly, like it's not going to come off on your finger, then you put it together very carefully. Whoa. And then it should not come apart. Oh. Haha. What is this? The left eye is done. Wait. What? I'm confusing myself. Okay. Well, yours fit together so good. Mine like has a little bit of extra. So I might have to cut it. Oh, does yours too? There might be a reason for that. It might fit up with the other pattern piece. If not, then you can just cut it off with some scissors in that corner. Okay, so after that, now we glue on the front left, front bottom left and front bottom right pieces, which are gonna go right here. I glue it. Glue. I'm just gonna put glue just on the top, and where I put the little arrow. It's like you glue it to this one. Okay, then I'm gonna let that dry. Here you go. Another thing you can do too, since you can see our pieces are kind of like beveled, this is just how they ended up when we cut them out because my EVA foam was already rolled up. But if they're flat and you want to have them beveled so they make more of a circle shape, just use a heat gun and blow on like one side of it and then fold it and just kind of hold it till the heat goes away, or till it's cold again. And then it should keep its shape if you want to like have a curve. So heat gun is for like reshaping the foam and bending it and stuff like that. But we didn't need to use a heat gun on it because ours were kind of already formed the way we need them. So. Oh, that's right. I also need to put the contact cement on the other side. Oh, I'm so not smart. I'm like, how am I going to stick it together if I don't do that on both sides? Ha ha ha. Ha ha. This video is supposed to be like 10 minutes. It's going to turn to 30 minutes. Just watch.
We apologize.
An hour late. 3 hours late. Okay. That's the bottom right. Okay. Here you go, my queen.
Thank you, my king.
I'm going to let those dry.
It's the bottom right here.
Yeah.
That I glued on here. I like to double check before I just start gluing.
You're good. It's always good to double check before you put it on. And even just like holding it and looking at it, you're like, okay, that's where that goes. The hard part is the back of the mask.
Oh, yeah.
That's mostly what people have questions about, is how do I put the back of it together? Which we will show you. We will show you once we finish the front. Okay, so once these two pieces are dry, then you just stick them together like so. I like to start with where the nose starts. The nose is going to be this circle that's in the center of the mask. So I will connect it there to where it's even and just kind of follow the line.
And you should be connecting the front bottom to the front top.
Yes.
In case you want
And it will look something like this.
Oh, now.
Oh, are you okay?
And almost tried to glue. In a way I did not want it to glue.
Oh no. Done. Done. No.
Done.
Ooh. And then once you've got the front two pieces together, then we will connect them at the center. Got it? Yay.
I'm also just taking pictures.
Yes.
So if I do a written thingy,
That's true. Like an instructions of a piece goes away.
then people kind of can see a little bit more close up, even though we have tons of it. Just in case.
Yes. I remember when we did this for FanX, we did it in like a day.
Yeah,
We're like, let's just make this whole thing real quick. We just threw it together real fast.
but I mean, the results are. He looks pretty good for a
Alright?
day.
For a one-day build. This stuff is so slimy, it looks like boogers. It's so gross. But we have to use it. Okay. So then you put it on the middle part of each piece to connect them into like a face mask. Woohoo. It's funny because to get the start of this pattern, I just blew up a balloon and covered it in like tape.
Yeah.
Was it just duct tape? And then I just drew out the lines of like where to cut stuff. It's like ta-da.
I mean, it works,
right? Just couldn't like measure my own head to make it like big enough, and I was like, a balloon. A balloon is round. Oh, now we need to let these pieces dry, and then once they're dry, we will stick them together. Okay. Alright, so once this is all ready, well, I'm trying to figure out if I want to start from the middle or start from the end.
I like starting in the middle, just because.
I kind of do too. I'm just worried about like trying to do it at the same time. Maybe I'll try to put the top together first, and then I'll put the bottom together. Okay, so now that this is all dry, we're going to start with the eyeballs. I'm going to probably look at the front, make sure I'm lining it up right. Oh, shoot, the bottom. I'm going to hold the bottom apart for me so it doesn't connect on me. But I'm trying to connect this top part. Oh, now it is becoming the iron mask. Okay, and then we connect the bottom. Very carefully line it up. Ho ho! Okay, and so this is what your front piece should look like. It kind of looks kind of weird, but when you put the fur on it and you add the nose piece and the little mouth piece, which is this, I will show you how to attach this piece. It just kind of folds over, and you'll glue it right here against the nose once you put it on. But this is the start of the
Front piece.
Oh. Okay, now we put together the back piece.
These two are at the center of the head.
Oh, that's true. I think we actually have
we
to connect
probably
them
should
to
do
the
that.
head.
So 2 pieces have center on them.
Yes. and that's gonna go to the top. So it's like a little piece of pizza, and the top of the crust is gonna be the center and go down. I feel like when I first did this, I messed it up and had to cut it and redo it to make it the right size. Okay, yeah, so it's gonna be like this. So these two sides are gonna connect, and the front two pieces are gonna connect to this piece. I'm actually gonna take these scissors and cut away this little excess piece to even it out. Not that it matters too much because it's all going to be covered in fur anyway, but just for my own sanity's sake. Okay. The stickiness. Whee. Not sure how far down this goes, so I'm probably just going to take it mostly all the way. Thinning it out. Done it though. I should have let it sink all the way in. Alright. So then on these two pieces, you're just going to put the contact cement along the top to where it goes to the corner where it says corner and down. So just right here for now. Thank you, my lovely gorgeousness.
You're welcome.
Kisses. Be the new Eskimo kisses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we got that side, we'll let that one dry. And then back top right. Done. Now we let those dry. Okay, now that these two are dry, oh, that would have been bad.
And you stick them all together.
Right, I stick them together. Okay, so where the center is, you should have marked it on your EVA foam. It'll say center and center. So then you're just gonna, ooh, should I do these two together first?
If you want, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do these two together. The center, make them look like little bat wings. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na. Well, one side is kind of off. I bet that'll connect. Okay, so they should look like this. You might have to cut that off. A little excess, I'm not sure yet. We will find out in a second. I cut them out like exactly how we had them on the balloon. So if it looks like a little off, it's probably actually not. Like once you put it all together, it should fit pretty well. Okay, let's see. This in the center. And then we connect it back around. Yeah. Yeah, get the stickiness to connect together. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So once that piece is attached, you did it right. It should be like a helmet now. Helmet. Oh. Creepy looking at all. Not at all. Okay, then we have the last two back pieces, which is where most of you guys get confused. So, back bottom left. If you wrote it the way I had it written on the, where is it? on the piece, then this should be the top of it. He's up here. And it should go, the curved side, I'm pretty sure, goes like this. Because this curve is going to go into here, like that, and wrap around the back. See how that fits like that? And then the other piece is pretty much going to be the same. So the curved side is going to connect to the front bottom left. There we go. And it does fit, so like where that little crease is, where you might think that's not supposed to be there, if you put it on and you look at it, it actually fits in that little crease right there, and then goes all the way around the back. So now we need to put our contact cement on. If you want to just do, I guess we are going to do all, we're going to do all 3 sides. And then when you're done, you're actually going to cut back up the middle to put it on. We'll show you how to do that after we get it all together. Which you also don't have to do, we just found it was easier to take it on and off. Okay. Some yummy snacks. Have you tried those gummies? They're so yummy. They're not the other fruit-shaped ones. I thought they were, because the other ones that were fruits didn't have faces on them, but they're still really good. I'll have to try to find those other ones. Delicious.
I devoured the Twizzler.
Oh no, the Twizzler's been devoured. It has been devoured. Okay, so I'll leave this side and the curvy side. Oh, I'm making a mess.
That's okay. Any messes get covered.
That is true, they all do get covered by the foam. Put glue. Oh, it smells so strong. I can smell it through your mask. Breathe. Chemicals. Chemical goodness. No. Whew. Okay. Did I do it on all 3 sides on the other one? I think I did. Just do all 3 sides, but not the bottom. Because the bottom is not going to be connecting to anything. Glue. Right. Jeez. Okay, so there's those 2. So the glue is, this one is back, bottom, right. The glue goes around here and leave the bottom, and this is the back, bottom, left. So the glue goes around there. Once those are done, you want to put glue all around the back piece. Making a mess again.
You are.
But it doesn't matter because you cover it up with fur later. Okay. Get it on all nice and thin layered. Whee! I feel like I need a microphone or something because I feel like I talk too quietly.
You have a very soft voice.
Yes.
Project, my king.
Project. You must be understood from anywhere in the room. Or it's all for naught. This is all for naught. I heard that. I love that movie. Anyway. Brave. Yes.
Such a good movie.
It was a good movie. Okay, so the back, I put the contact cement all around here and here. Ooh. So then we will let it dry for a minute. Connect the back piece, and then I'll show you how to finish put the nose piece on after we finish the back. Whoa, and it rolls away. That's why it always rolls away.
He's like, I'm out of here already.
Right? It's like, I'm being yeeted. Okay, so now that these pieces are dry, I'm actually going to show you from the back how to connect it so that it's a little bit easier. And so you guys can do it and not have any problems. Okay, so this is the back bottom right, which you connect to the back top right. So you're going to want to put it in the corner there. Whoops. Squish it in. Okay. Now, and then just kind of connect it as you go. Turn it this way. Okay. And this part's kind of got a hole in it, but that's probably my fault. But that's okay because you're not going to see it when you cover it up with fur anyway. And then it goes all the way down. Okay. So you can see my little kind of mess up right there that this piece didn't quite come over far enough. Or I could have actually taken scissors and cut off the excess of right there. But that's okay. It still works. Okay, so squish it on there. Make sure it's all stuck. Alright. There's one side done. And then we got, thank you, babe. This other side. Don't worry too much about the bottom because you can always cut it bigger if it doesn't quite fit the way you want it to fit. That's just getting this last piece in. That is kind of the struggle. I don't know if you can see. Okay. Connect the corner. Ooh. Oh no. Cool. Okay, I got it in the corner. And then we're just gonna push it in. Connecting. Looks kind of like a basketball or something. And then this corner. It's kind of a struggle to get it in there. Ta-da! Okay. So those are the back pieces all connected. You can see how this side is a little bit longer, which doesn't really matter too much. If you want to, you can just cut off the excess foam. Whee! Ta-da! So that's what the back of it should look like if you did it right. Hopefully that helps with the few of you guys that were struggling that I was talking to earlier. Okay, so here's the back, and then here's the front. Woohoo! Ta-da! And then one of the things that we did, I'm gonna actually zoom out for this. Hold on. So, like I was saying, this is what it should look like if you put it together correctly. And then, if you look, it actually doesn't really fit like it does, but it's kind of hard to get on your head.
Especially with a wig.
Yeah, especially with a wig. So one thing you can do, if you want to, is you can just cut around and make the circle bigger. Or you can do what we did, is we actually took scissors and we cut up the back between back bottom left and back bottom right.
Pretty much we just undid that glued seam in the back.
Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, so we just cut it like a little more than halfway up. And so then you can open it up and slide it on like that. Cool. Ta-da! And then it's easier to take on and off if you've got that little slit in the back. And once you cover it with fur, you're not going to be able to see it anyway. Yeah, if you want to, you can just grab the original over here.
To show that you cannot
even
see.
Ta-da! You can't see the foam at all unless you open it up. But so that's the back of it. And you just kind of cover it up. And it's not that big of a deal. Whee! Ta-da! Cool. So yeah, this is what it'll look like when it's done. Oh, sorry, I'm almost whacked here.
No
So,
worries.
now that we've done that, we're going to show you how to put the nose on the front. And then I'm actually going to show you how to do this. I wasn't going to, but I changed my mind. I was like, I might as well just throw it all in here on how to put the nose together. You want to cut 2 pieces of this, and I'll show you how to do that later. But first, I'm going to show you how to put this piece on, and now this piece. So, that'll be next. I'll fix the head first. So, with this piece, it's the front nose, and you're just gonna glue it in a circle to make it like a round thing. And you're gonna put your contact cement around the hole in the middle, and you're gonna put your nose on like that. Ta-da! So let's start by gluing the sides.
No pretty.
Alright, glove it on there.
Don't glove.
I mean, not glove it on there. Thin, spread it thin. I'm sorry.
Broken.
I'm sorry. This is not 18 plus just yet. Okay.
That's for late night streams.
All right. Eventually. Okay. So after we glue that, I'm actually gonna put some on here too while it's drying. This piece was kind of like a last minute ad because I was like, you know what? I want it to look more like a mouth and not just like a circle.
Yeah, you weren't happy with how
it looked.
Flat it looked.
Yeah.
You're just like, he needs a mouth.
So with this part, you're just gonna put it like you're not putting it in it. You're putting it around the circle. Whee.
Right on the perimeter.
Yeah, right on the perimeter, border, or whatever you want. The edge. The edge of the nose. We'll let that dry a little bit. Okay. Done. But once that piece is both sides are dry, then you just connect it to that, and then you put contact cement on the outside. There was one other thing I wanted to add about the mask. Let me just grab this guy as an example over here. Okay, so for the eyes on this, I tried a couple of different things that didn't really work for me. We tried fabric with just putting in the eyes. The eyes are also, it's like a clear resin gem that I got off of Etsy. I can post the link to it below if you want that specific one. It's 2 inches. But the eye, like the actual eyeball behind it with like the color and the pupils and stuff is something that I made on Photoshop. And it's also available in my Etsy store if you want to print them out. I've made them in a couple different sizes. And some of them are looking back like these ones, and other ones are just looking like it's just in the middle. So it just kind of depends on which one you prefer to use for the eye, or you can do the eyes like a variable of different ways. Is that the right word? Variety. A variety of different ways. You have tons of different options for the eyes, but I ended up using this little crystal mold, and then the eyes that I made that I just printed on photo paper, so they were kind of glossy. The glossy photo paper, and glued it behind it. And then I used Warbler to shape around the eye to make this shape, and I just rolled up little pieces of it and stuck it around. I might have to show you guys and make another separate video just about how I did the eyes, but you can do them however you want. The way I did mine, you cannot see out of them. So if you want to do it with just the eye in it, with fabric behind it, you can maybe see out of it a little bit. But the way that this is built, for us, you can only see out the nose. I don't know if you can hear me, but we left the nose open so you can blow smoke out of it. You have like a vape or something, and you can also see out of it if you need to see. You're mostly kind of seeing like you're looking down, unless you need to look up and then just strike like a sideways pose or something. I don't know if you can even hear me in there because it's all muffled.
It's very muffled.
But so you can't see out the eyes, but you can see out the nose. That is just how I made it. It just is your preference on if you want to see up here or here. If you want to too, if you put it in and you can kind of figure out where you're looking. Let's see, for me, eyes would probably have to be right here and here. So if you want to cut out your own separate eye holes, I would probably do them right under the tusks, just like a little, I think, and just kind of cover it with fur or just like a fabric that kind of matches the fur so you can't really tell, and then you'll be able to see that way. But it just depends on how you do it. If you want to see, for this one we didn't really need to see too much. It was just kind of more for doing photo shoots and TikToks, and when Cheyenne, I should just call you LittleCheyBaby, huh?
Oh, you can call me anything.
But when my girlfriend, that's even better, wore this to FanX and did the gender bend version, she just kind of held it like this and walked around with the swords or like under her arm. And then when people would stop and ask her for photos, then she'd put it on and just kind of pose for a second. And just, you know, or something with the swords. But if you're actually like going to be walking around with it and want to see, definitely interpret a way to have eyes on it so that you can see. We just liked it better this way, and the way that it looks is better, even if we're kind of blind in it. But that didn't really matter too much to us in the grand scheme of things, because, you know, we just wanted it to look more accurate and stuff. There you go, buddy. He's like, you're making me dizzy, moving me around all over. Alright, so now that this is dry and I'm done with my little, I was gonna say rant, but that wasn't really rant.
No,
my little explanation.
Story time.
My little, mini story on if you want to do something else with the eyes or whatever. Now we're just gonna put this on like this. If you remember, I cut it a little bit bigger than the size of the hole. So this one is bigger because I wanted that little bit of extra. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. Because if I would have cut it to the size that I actually made it, instead of adding on that like 1/2 inch, it would fit perfectly in the circle. I don't even know if you can see it, but in there's like a little bit of extra space around the sides because I made this a little bit bigger. But that's just because that's how I wanted to do it, because I didn't, Anyway, you can do it however you want. Okay, so there's the nose. And then this is going to be the last piece. This part is kind of the tricky part. So I just kind of made this for the bottom mouth. You're going to actually glue it kind of at an angle. These two pointy pieces are going to be in the corners. And you're going to glue it kind of like that. Okay, so for this one, you want to do the concrete cement all the way around the border of the inside of this. Do you want to do it? Or do you want me to do it?
Where at?
On the inside. I can show you. I make noises when I get nervous.
You're so cute.
Not as cute as you.
I know.
Yes.
Not bad.
It is very close.
I know.
You are the cute one. I am the weird,
Handsome one?
the weird one.
Nah.
Okay, so you want to put the contact cement around the sides and not like directly on the
Edge?
The edge, yeah. It does look kind of like a big lip, doesn't it? I mean, technically it's like the bottom jaw of the piggy. Or the boar. I meant boar. That's what I said.
He would so fight you.
He
crawling
would be
through
like,
a pit.
what did you say to me? I got stuck. Don't kill me, please.
At least he wouldn't know your
Another thing
name.
that I didn't do that I should have just done was when you first put it on, you probably want to take your marker and mark it to where it goes. Can you grab me a marker, babe? I don't remember where I put them. Oh, I think they're right there. Just like even the black one I can probably still see. Those in here. I messed up on that. First you want to, oh, careful. First you want to mark it where it goes before you
Don't
put
be
the
like
cement
me.
on. Yeah.
I just dropped. Yeah,
Oh no, careful. At least it's not on, right? Can you pull the top off? I'm struggling. Okay. So I'm just gonna mark it in a couple spots so that I know where to put my contact cement. Oh. And to this corner. Okay. I can actually see the black marker. I didn't think I would be able to, but I can see it. Here's that. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
And then you're just gonna trace along where you marked. You just yeet it. The marker got
I did.
yeeted.
I just yeeted it back on the
heard
shelf.
that. Ooh, how dare you yeet the marker?
What are you gonna do about it?
Nothing. I'm just kidding, babe. Okay. So then you just you can kind of see it where I shaped it around so that it stays. Need a little bit more of the sticky grossness that is contact cement. And if there was another alternative and I found it, I would probably use it, but we all know that hot glue does not work with EVA foam. It'll stay for a short time and then it'll yeet. Or it works if you're doing something that's like 1 millimeter.
Yeah,
and
like
putting it
thin.
on, like just flat on, then it should work. But for what we're doing, we can't use hot glue. So now that the whip piece is dry, and then this should be dry. We waited like, what, 10 minutes?
Right, yeah.
You just stick it on to the corner and across the top and the bottom. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. Oh no! The corner doesn't want to stay. Okay. Ta-da! That's what it should look like from the side once you get this piece on. So this is the boar head pattern. This is what it looks like when it's put together. We're not gonna like glue all of the fur on and stuff. But when you guys do that, I did cut out my fur into like strips and then just kind of cut out the eye holes and stuff. So you can do that however you want. You can do whatever color fur that you want.
You can even paint.
Yeah, she did that. Really, really amazing job. Painting the pink on the ears. How did you do that?
It's just like acrylic paint and water, and you make it really watery. And you just
Brush it on.
and then dry it.
Yeah, blow dried it and then combed it out.
Comb it out really good and it will stay soft and it won't be all like hard and your fur is dyed without airbrushing.
Yeah, so there's that. I am going to show you guys how I did the nose in a minute. You can use, I did 2 cutouts for this, but you can cut out 3 if you want it to be fatter. It just depends, but basically you're going to glue them together and then actually Dremel to give it more of a shape. And after you, so you're going to Dremel it, then you're going to paint it, whatever color, shades of pink you want to do. Then after you paint it, you're going to put Mod Podge over it, let it dry. I did like 2 or 3 coats of that. And then after you put all the fur on it, and like I tucked the fur in right here and just hot glued it. I think, did I say that already, to use hot glue to put on the fur?
I know.
That's what we used to put on the fur, was just a ton of hot glue. So buy lots of hot glue sticks. The one thing we used the hot glue for was just gluing on the fur. But once all that's on, I just hot glued the nose on and just stuck it on the front. So yeah, then he has the nose on there. Yay. And then the tusks was
Let me grab it,
babe. I actually, you can make it out of foam if you want to. I would do like 3 layers of the foam and then I would Dremel it down into the shape, and I do have the pattern for the shape of the tusks if you want to do it that way. But what I actually did is I used this to shape the tusks. Molding foam. So it's kind of like EVA foam, but you can mold it into a shape and then it dries and hardens. Here's the first version of the nose that I tried to do out of the foam, which I didn't really like it too much. I think it was just because I felt like I made it too small. Yeah, I made it way too small. So I didn't use this. But I made it out of the mold and then I Dremeled it. So you can make the basic shape of how you want the tusks to look, and then you can Dremel around and smooth out the shape in the corners.
This stuff is...
Yeah, it's kind of like putty. Like, it's just kind of... It doesn't really stick to your hands, and it's kind of stretchy. So that's just one option for doing the tusks and the nose if you want to, or you can do this option where you get like 2 or 3 pieces of the nose, glue it together, and then Dremel the sides. I might not actually do it in this video, but you get the idea. So you'd glue, I guess I can at least glue it. I don't know if our battery's about to die on our camera, so it might not show it, but you just glue both of the sides, stick it together, and then you Dremel and smooth all the edges out around it, and then you paint it. Alright, so here's the 2 nose pieces while we're waiting for these to dry. So this is basically the full pattern. Cheyenne didn't want to talk about the ears, which I should have covered earlier. For the ears, you would just put the contact cement in between the little, like, do I want to say divot?
Right, this little, like,
the little
triangle
crevice,
hole.
yeah. And then you'll stick them together. For the ears, we actually did not attach to the head until after we put the fur on. We actually put the ears together and then put the fur on the ears and painted the ears first. And then after that, we glued the ears on the outside. But if you want to, you can glue them on before you put the fur on. It's just a lot harder to get the fur around it, and it's just easier to do it if you put the fur on the ears and then the fur on this first, and just hot glue the ear on there wherever you want it to sit, which is kind of what we did with the ears. And for the fur on the ears, I just kind of, once they were glued together, I just laid them down and I cut out like an oversized same pattern shape of the ear and just sandwiched them together around it with hot glue, and then we just kind of, like, you could just kind of brushed on the paint.
Yep. Then we did the painting, it dried, and then you glued everything.
Yeah, and then I just stuck them on. I don't even know if you can tell. So these ears are not attached to this part.
Skull.
So if you look at it, I mean, I got it on there pretty well. They don't wobble around or anything. This one kind of does a little, but this one's pretty on there. But I just hot glued it. So I pulled some of the fur down, put the hot glue down, and then stuck the ear on. And then it stayed. So, and then same with the nose. We put all the fur on first, and then put hot glue on the nose and stuck him on. And then same with the tusks. So the fur went on first, everything else comes after. Or last, I guess. And then if you see with that little piece that I added, you can see how it makes that down curve that makes it look more like a head from the side. It does kind of make me sad. You can see the line of the fabric right there. I tried to cover it up, but I think it's just because the way I cut it and the fabric was laying, it didn't match up with up here, which was my fault. But you can cut your fabric into strips or just your fur and lay it down and glue it however you want to glue it on there. But yeah. Oh, ear together. Other ear. Is this one dry? This one doesn't really look like it's dry. But I'll try to put it together anyway. Okay. With the ears on the pattern, they are labeled left and right ear, but I think they're pretty much the same.
Yeah,
so it doesn't really matter too much which side you put the ears on. But those are the ears. Cheyenne's got the nose all glued. Ta-da! And then you'll just Dremel and either even it out, or you can make little divots in it. Like, I'll have to zoom in on the one that I did. But I actually made little grooves like in the nose and kind of around the nose to kind of make it more shaped. So it's just however you want to do it. But yeah, that is our the boar head pattern. If you want it, the link is down below along with everything you will need to make it. Thank you guys so much for watching our, is this a tutorial?
kind of.
Like a how to put this together video. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you would like to, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos. We're going to try to do Cheyenne's got a venti
We have
piece that we're working on for Genshin Impact that we're going to try to put up, and we've got a couple of other big projects coming up that we're going to try to do some more how-to videos to show you guys how to make that kind of stuff too. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. I think I said that already. Also follow my wonderful girlfriend LittleCheyBaby Cosplay. I will also link all of her social media down below, along with my other social medias as well. So thank you guys so much.
If you have questions,
yeah, if you have any
reach out.
questions, feel free to message either of us. Either just like direct message like Instagram or
Anywhere, really.
Yeah, any of our social media you can message us on. So yeah, thank you guys. We love you. We will see you guys in our next video. We like butt heads. I'm so sorry. Maybe. It was my biggest secret. They were fake. Of course they were fake. Anyway, what it's like living with two TikTokers. Okay. Bye.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even